Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, using tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself and create the life that you truly want to live. Welcome to Psychic Café. This is my live show that I have 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Bangkok time. Yes, it's 7 a.m. I've just been on a call for an hour, but I wasn't speaking in it. So my voice is always a little croaky first thing in the morning. I got my coffee, I got my card, so let's do this. If you're on here live with me, say hello. So if you don't know me, I'm Claire Louise Hay. I've been a professional psychic for over 25 years now. I shifted to online around the year 2012 because I used to have a shop, and I closed that down because I got so busy online. And so yeah, plenty of experience doing this. It's the only thing I've had to do for the last 25 years. Touch wood. Because things are changing right now, right? And so it has been tricky for the last year or so. But to be able to do that, for it to be the only thing that I do. But I like to use my gift to help people to heal themselves. And so if you would like a reading, I get in touch with your higher self. That's the part of you that's in spirit form all the time. And so rather than reading your energy, your mind, your emotions, what I'm doing is connecting with your higher self to find out the real truth. And so your higher self gives me the info. So if you're on here live with me, tell me where you're watching from. Stick around to the end because I will be pulling a card out for everyone that's here from this, The Secret Manifestation Cards by Rhonda Byrne. If you do want a reading from me, you can use Super Chat or Super Sticker in here. But say hello, tell me where you're watching from. I won't be doing it on Friday this week, just to let you know in advance, because I'm an MC at a fight night. I'm into Muay Thai, so I've got my gym gear on. I'm going to go training straight after this, and I MC on fight nights, and it starts past my bedtime. It starts at 9:30 when I'm usually fast asleep by then, and it usually finishes like 1 or usually 1. I'm usually back at home like just after 1 and not a chance of sleeping until like about 2 o'clock. And so there's no way that I can get up with my usual routine about before 5 o'clock. I just can't do it. I just can't do it after a late night, and so it won't be on Friday. But I'll see you next week on Monday. Right, let's get some cards out for the collective. Hey Odette, how are you doing? Always nice to see your name pop up. I'm just going to get some cards out for the collective and see what the guides want to tell us about. So as well as connecting in with people's higher selves, I also got like a group of guides that guide me and have done my whole life. So I've been a psychic my whole life. I was pretty much brought up by my guides. I'm laughing about it now, but yeah, a very abusive childhood. And so I relied on them to get through that. What happened to my storage story? Yeah, I had it all auctioned off, and so I emailed them and said I can't afford this anymore, and they said there's so many people saying that now. They got so many emails like mine, and so they said, okay, what we can do is we can auction it off. Now I had some personal things in there that I just had to let go of, but I wanted my photographs back, and so I asked my eldest son could he go in there. He said no, because my family don't do anything for me. And so I messaged my ex-boyfriend that we got a lot of the stuff together, and like when we split up, we separated the stuff out between ourselves. But I said to him, hey, if you want any of this stuff, come and take it, because it's going to be auctioned off, so I'd rather you had it than anything. And if you do go in there, can you get my photographs out and send them to me? And so he went, and he said it was all still packed in really tight, and so he didn't root through it too much, but he found my photographs, and he took my Mac, which wouldn't even switch on, so he didn't end up getting anything from it. Then they put it to auction, and I got $650 for the lot, which wasn't even the amount that I was paying each month for the storage in itself, but at least I'm free of it now, and I don't have to pay $700 a month for that. It feels so freeing to get rid of the stuff, and I'm upset that I've lost all my jewelry. I've lost so much stuff in it, but at least I'm free of it now. Yeah, free of it. And I'm kicking myself a little bit that I didn't do it beforehand, because that was 11 years. It was about $300 a month when I first started paying. Now it was $700, and so I can't tell you how hard it has been to make that money plus the money I need to live on. every single month through this business. And so it is very freeing. Now I feel like the money that I'm making is for me, right? Instead of always playing catch up. So yeah. So thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm glad to be free of it. I know somebody else that only got $100 for theirs, and the bid start at $1, and they did tell me it could go for $1. Are you aware of that? And I'm like, please don't let it go for $1. But yeah, I watched it, and the bids, it was sitting at about $300, and then in the last 2 minutes of the auction, the bids started flying up for it. So yeah, crazy. Hey, Jasmine, how are you? Yay, caught us live. So I've got some cards out for the collective. Let's see what they are. Starting off with a very beautiful card is the Ten of Emotions. It's the Happily Ever After card. It's all 10 cups being filled. Now, I'm getting a message from this, especially for women, is that we have no idea what this even is. Our needs. How disconnected, how divorced have we been from our needs within relationships and within the community? Because we've been at the bottom of the list in families, we've been at the bottom of the list in society. You know, patriarchy is dissolving at the moment, and we have no idea what this even is. All 10 cups being full. We think we're doing really well when we've got 3 cups being full, because at least we're receiving back. At least we're not like on the 1 cup or 0 cups, right? And the guides have been telling me this throughout the years when I've been helping people to raise the self-esteem, the self-worth, and all of that kind of stuff, is that we have been so out of balance in society with the masculine feminine thing that women especially, as soon as they start to head even toward balance, so like getting 2 cups filled, you start to feel like the most selfish bee in the world, right? And we talk about our villain era, right? Just because we're receiving something, we're talking crumbs, right? 10 of Cups is not that. 10 of Emotions, it's not that. They're just saying it's beyond. It's beyond what we've ever experienced. We don't even know what this is, but we're going to know it. We are going to know it. So let's head there, and accept more and more and more, and we'll raise that bar to how much we can allow ourselves to receive, right? Because you know what it's like. I always say that we've got this bandwidth, right? Our comfort zone bandwidth. Someone tells us they love us, it might be outside of our bandwidth, and it comes leaking out of our eyes and we break down. But the way that we can raise that bandwidth and get used to better and better and better, receiving more and more and more, like higher self-esteem, higher self-worth, and all of that kind of good stuff, is we got to raise this one. It's not about pushing it up here. We can't stretch it out like that. We've got to raise this. And that means getting rid of the shit out of our lives. Hey, Angela May. Hey, I got a message from Teresa saying that she's going to come along. Yay. Thank you, Jasmine. So we raise this bottom bit up, and that means stopping putting up with the shit, the worst things in our lives, right? And so this is the way. This is the way. And so the next card tells us, 9 of Voices. 9 of Voices is about anxiety. It's the things that are stopping us from sleeping, the things that are going around in our subconscious mind, all of that stuff. 9 of Voices is about that. So that's a clue, right? So they just told us 10 of Emotions. We have no idea. We have no idea. We've been thinking 10 of Emotions is breadcrumbs. But the clues to how we need to raise up, or what we need to let go of, or not put up with anymore, is found in our anxieties. Is that stuff that keeps on coming up. So the stuff that's bothering you is a big pointer at the moment, going, look at this stuff. This is the stuff that you shouldn't be bothering with. I just read somebody's just a post from somebody in a spiritual group that I'm in, and she was explaining how she had a break from a very abusive mother, evil she called her, and then she went back. She had a break, and she pieced herself back together and healed herself and all of that kind of thing. And then she went back in. She went back in there, and of course the abuse started up again. And everyone was saying, you have to get out of there and go zero contact. Protect yourself and your children from this woman. Like, you just can't. You can't go back there. You can't go back there. One of my books talks about it. Can you remember which one? I think you've read my books. I don't. It might be Beyond 2012. Is it Beyond 2012? I don't know. But one of my books goes into it. It's like we're in the mud, we're flailing around in the mud with everyone else, and then we get out of the mud, we heal ourselves, we wash ourselves up, we clean ourselves up, and we're like, I'm good now. I can go and get back in the mud without getting dirty. We get back in the mud with everyone else. Nah. We just get dirty again. There is no way to get back into that stuff and not get muddy again. And here we are with hearts like as big as the ocean, wanting to fix things, repair things. And if we were in relationship with reasonable people, we'd be able to do that. But when we're in relationship with people who are here to hold a specific energy, which might be an evil energy or a bad energy, then we can't do that. There's nothing we can do within ourselves to change that situation, so let's not even try. And then we've got the World card out here, and so this is end of a chapter, start of a new chapter. In other words, ladies, we are in charge. This shift that's happening at the moment, us energetically in our lives, we're in charge of this shift that's happening. We need to deal with these things within our own lives, and we're all doing it at the same time, right? That's why all the women are standing up now and going, hey, no more of this, no more of this. Let's not put up with this anymore. I've had enough of this, right? And it's all coming out in the open now. We just need to keep on doing that, right? So whatever's been bothering you, the Nine of Voices, it's time to not put up with that anymore. We deserve so much better because we are the divine ones. And I'm seeing that more and more as well. I was realizing it's the women that are the divine ones. It's pretty cool. We're the complete ones. We're born complete. The men aren't. The men need some of our complete energy off us. We're the complete ones. And I never believed that. I thought that we were all complete. But we're not. The men aren't. And it makes so much sense. And so, sisters, it's time to take up our rightful place as the divine beings we are. And we're not saying like we're better. Jasmine, let's get to your question. Thank you so much for your super chat. Is that what it is? I have a crush on my friend Nick Taurus. I would like to ask if he'll come toward me, pursue a romantic relationship with me. Does he like you too? Let's find out. Yeah, they do. They need us. And I don't know if you've got children, but I do. I've got 2 boys and 1 girl, and they're very different. Hey, I see it. Boys are very different to girls when you're bringing them up. It's not what we're doing with them. It's not that nurture thing. It's nature. But I think the nurture thing kind of goes on. It gets added to it when we experience what they're like. But little girls, they want to do everything for themselves. They come in much more capable, right? And wanting to do things for themselves. And the boys, nah, the boys just want the stuff doing for them, right? They come in like passive, wanting the mama's energy more. So interesting, hey? So it's, yeah, children, and of course the children want our energy. The men, yeah, they want our energy too. That's why they do so well in relationships when we go, ooh, because it's too much on us, right? And it would be fine if we were honored, right? If we were truly honored for it and valued for it. Oh, Jasmine, first card out, you've got the moon, which suggests that there are emotions there, but it's confusing emotions. So there's no clarity of feeling within Nick Taurus. I used to know a Nick Taurus. Page of Pentacles, early days yet, but it does suggest that there will be some contact made. Just tell me about this moon card, please, for Jasmine. Oh, Ace of Cups, falling in love. There are feelings. Nick has feelings for you, falling in love. But the moon card came out first, and so it's like someone battling with those feelings. It's someone that isn't clear on it yet. So they're having the feelings of falling in love with you, but they're not clear on it yet. Like, you know how men want to be logical about stuff like that. About feelings, right? And then you've got a whole load of stuff out with this Page of Pentacles. So the pages are about contact. It's about a message from them. Yeah, it's confusing because they're confused at the moment about their feelings. Trying to figure feelings out logically it's an endless pit, isn't it? I think we've all tried to do that at some point. It's like trying to explain the smell of something. They're both in different worlds. Like, You'd like him to become your boyfriend. Well, let's see. So with this Page of Pentacles, this is like contact. You've got the Death card here. So massive change. The High Priestess. You're very different than the kind of women that they would be attracted to before. And they've got feelings for you, but there is this uncertainty. So they've got a bit of fear of you because of this High Priestess side of you. And the Six of Wands. But they do see like a victory in this. They do see a positive situation. So they're very much dealing with their feelings. But like I said, they're trying to explain the smell of something with words. So they're trying to be logical about it. So, I'm just getting this message for you, Jasmine, to pray for him, that he gets clarity on it, gets a clarity that's going to make him feel better about it. So it's fighting his feelings right now. Is she okay? I think so. It's just someone's post that I saw this morning. So I hope that helps, Jasmine. It's not written, of course, we've all got free will, right? And so we can't do a prediction here. But that's where he's at the moment. Your prayers will help rather than you just like looking on and noticing this confusion and you making you feel confused too and wishing for it. Yeah, just pray for him. Pray that he finds clarity. Let's get some more cards out for the collective. So we've got the Ten of Emotions. Let's go for all of 10 of our cups filled. But women, we don't even know how to do that, because when we feel amazing when we're only getting 2 cups filled. When we get in the scraps. You're welcome, Jasmine. So we need to up our bandwidth, our comfort zone bandwidth, which means addressing the things that we've been putting up with. So as they come to light, the stuff that's bugging you, the stuff that's annoying you. There was something that popped into my mind when I woke up in the middle of the night. There's one of the staff here, they come back just before midnight every night, and then Thai use pestle and mortar a lot, and they were pounding on that. They do it every night, and it wakes me up. The bash, bash, bash wakes me up. And then my subconscious mind kicked in, and it was about somebody asked me for co-ownership of the Google for the gym. I set up the Google page for the gym, and they asked for co-ownership, which I gave them because they are the owner, not me. I was just like, doing it for them. And I don't know why, but it felt like it was preying on my mind, even though like they've had ownership for a few weeks now of it. It was preying on my mind like I'd lost something, and my subconscious thinks I've lost hold of something, or that I'm not safe anymore. It kept on bothering me. I'm like, why would that bother me? Right? And so it's stuff like that. 9 of Voices. We need to, whatever's been preying on our mind or keeps on coming up again, it's like to go there. There's something that we've been putting up with, and we can just kind of release it. So I'll have to look into that. Then we've got the World. So end of a cycle, start of a new cycle, and higher power. Interesting. And so how I was saying about women, we are the divine ones. And like men are women, aren't they? What men are women, first of all, and then there's a change that flips them into man. And so we're XX, is it? And then the XX, and then switch to XY. And that's where that fragmentation takes place in man. Anyway, there's this divinity, this connecting with divinity that we need to do. It's like we need to know how divine we are and really feel that, connecting with our higher power and know it. You see, she's got I don't know whether you can see that, she's got a keyhole right on her third eye there, and it's shining up. It's when you realize something, when you know something, like claircognizance. Hey everybody, join our Facebook group, because I've got a free class on the 1st of December. You're going to want to be in there. I'm going to be unlocking your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. I'm going to be talking about all of that and how to unlock it. So that's exciting. It's all going to be in our Facebook group. I'm doing training at the moment, Facebook group training. I'm learning so much. That's the call I was just on for the last hour. I'm learning so much about it. I've been fumbling around, not really knowing what I'm doing, and so now I'm doing this training about it. So next, with this one, there's I'm learning how to do like Facebook group chats as well. So when we're doing, those of you the portal with me, that 5-day challenge, when we do that again in December, there's going to be like a group chat for the people participating in it so that we can chat amongst ourselves. Anyway, I'm learning about stuff like that because I've had no idea about it. It's an interesting course. Now, what else have we got? We've got unhooking from the past. Wow, I just got like grandparents coming through then. And so we pass on our issues and values and all of that down the line, and we're still like Victorian era grandmas. We're still thinking like that. We think that we have evolved, and we have, but we think that we've evolved more than we have, right? Because of technology and stuff like that. But inside of ourselves, how we feel about ourselves and us in relation with other people, like I said, that masculine, feminine balance stuff, we're still very much in those dark ages. And that's why we need to catch up, right? So we need to unhook ourselves from the past. There's nothing to regret when I learn from our past. And this is not just our past. This is the past of our mothers, the past of our grandmothers, the past of our great-grandmothers, and all of that down the line. We're learning from that now and unhooking ourselves from all of that. It's like waking up from it. There's a mass waking up going on at the moment. That's why everyone's like standing up and saying, hang on a minute, let's not put up with this anymore. I watched this video yesterday. I can't remember I don't know what her name is. I don't think I noticed, but wow, she had a powerful story to tell about how she'd been SA'd as a child, and all the stories, like she's championing women and all the stories that she had of stuff that happens to women when they're children and adults too. And like, we're not putting up with this anymore, and really putting it on the men. It's like, this is the men that are doing this, and it's time. It's time they took responsibility for it, right? So powerful. So many women stepping forward with stuff like that right now. It's a wonderful thing to see. Yeah. So that card, unhooking the past, saying that we haven't moved that much forward from our grandmothers or great grandmothers, but we're going to see it move like that because we're all waking up to it now. It's like, hang on a minute, why have we been putting up with this? And of course the internet has helped, right? It's helped us to speak out and to know that we're all not alone. And in fact, it's pretty much all of us, isn't it? They say like 1 in 3, but it's not. It's way more than that. Way more than that. I don't know one single woman that hasn't been touched by that kind of stuff. We've got the Hunter, which suggests like eyes on the prize, but let's see, because it might be something else too. I know I have kind of been waking up to the predatory nature of men, not all men of course, but most of them, and how it feels in my nervous system to be predated all the time, to be that, men thinking that women are some kind of a game and to play us, to get something out of us. And I feel that energy coming from a lot of men. Like the opposite would be someone that's like truly interested in me as a person, right? It happens occasionally, but by far the majority is this predatory kind of nature. And I'm feeling it in my nervous system, like I feel like I'm being hunted, right? That's what it's about. Because here we've got the mask as well. So we put these masks on. We deal with that being predated. Is that the right word? That feeling of being the prey of man. We deal with that by putting a mask on. And how many times have we done that? Like even in the workplace with the prey for the men. There's just been so much bad behavior. So much bad behavior when it should be the women in charge. It really should. Right? To not do it the same way as the men have done it. But it should be the women in charge. Like men should not be the ones making decisions because they're too fragmented, especially now. I don't think they have to be fragmented, but they are right now. And I'm sure some of them are evolving. I do see that. I also see a lot of ego in the ones that are evolving too. Like they've got a bigger battle than women have got, for sure. We've got agape next, unconditional love, and then the temple. And so this is bringing it back to ourselves. And so that unconditional love that we love to give out, right? And that we have been giving out to men, even though we should only be giving it out to children. So to men, we should have conditional love, and those conditions should be very straightforward and bar set high, right? That unconditional love that we want to give out, that we're yearning to give out because we love that flow of love, right? Going back to that 10 of emotions, and the guide saying to us, you don't even know what 10 of emotions is, girl. You think that 3 of emotions is good. Like when you've had 3 cups full, you think that's really good. And so, yeah, the temple means bringing it back to ourselves, that unconditional love that we want to give out, giving it to ourselves instead, pouring all of that energy into ourselves. And perhaps the women around us too. Yay. Yeah. Pouring it into those that can reciprocate. So how many times have we thought that there's something wrong with us that we can't attract reciprocation? Well, there's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. And the guide said a couple of years ago, look, you're looking for love in the wrong places. You're looking for it, the ones that can't give it. You can only receive abundance, love, anything from those that have got it within themselves. Those with empathy. Those that can give that unconditional love themselves. Right? And that really narrows down who you can receive from cleanly. Right? And every time we're trying to receive from people, places, things, structures that are not from that empathic, unconditional love place. So from businesses that are not about serving people, helping people, or from people who, are just out for what they get. Of course we can't receive from them because there is nothing on offer from them. They just want to take, right? And this is where we've tied ourselves in knots when it comes to romantic relationships too. Of course we can't receive. A lot of us were like, I'll only receive from somebody. I'll only let myself to receive from somebody who I am in an intimate relationship with. I used to do that, not anymore. I used to narrow it down to just that one. Like if I'm asking for help, I'm not going to go to my friends or like safe people. I'm going to go to an ex, or I'm going to go to the guy that I'm seeing. The least safe person. It's the least safe person to go to receive from. But there used to be this thing inside of my self-esteem and self-worth. Like my self-worth was so low that I thought I was giving something to that person in order to prove worthy of them helping me, right? And it's like, hell no, I'm divine. I'm now I know that I'm divine and I deserve great treatment from everybody, right? From everybody. And so I can see now that those with good hearts, the empathic ones, good people, they want to give to me. They want to help me. And I ask them for help. And of course, they don't need to be in bed with me or had been in bed with me before. You know what I mean? And so raising that up, raising that self-esteem up and that self-worth up so that it's no longer transactional, because the men would have it transactional. And then men would have it transactional and still try and tell us that we're not bringing anything to the table when we're bringing the whole lot to the table, right? So it's a bit of a quagmire out there. Who'd like a card? I'm going to get myself out one first. The last card from 2 days ago for me was have faith. Have faith. Fear is putting your trust in the bad. Faith is trusting in the good. Trying. I'm going to get myself one out first. That's mine. Don't try to control negative thoughts. This is a good one. Don't worry one bit about them. All you have to do is deliberately think as many good thoughts as you can each day. They'll cancel out any negative thoughts. Yeah. And even just like loving and accepting the negative thoughts. It's like, wow, I'm a human being and we're living in We've been going through the dark ages. We really have. We've been living in the dark ages. We need to give ourselves a pat on the back and a round of applause for what we've been through so far in life. We really do. And so, of course, we're going to have negative thoughts. How could we even live in this world right now and be like sane and like have our eyes open to what's going on and not have negative thoughts? Of course we're going to have negative thoughts, and those negative thoughts are impacting us, and it's not very nice, is it, the way it's impacting us? So like loving ourselves and accepting that we have those negative thoughts and loving ourselves because of it. Like if a child had a negative thought and they told you about that, you'd love them. You wouldn't like tell them off for it and go, just think positive thoughts. You'd love them for it. You'd soothe them, right? So we've got to do that for ourselves. And then, use our conscious mind to think positive thoughts, of course. Practice this daily, and in a short time, you'll have completely retrained your mind to consistently generate positive thoughts. I'm mostly positive. Let's get you one out. But yeah, of course, my subconscious mind kicks in, especially at night, right? When I wake up at night, I do find that, that is when... Of course, my conscious mind, it's not there, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my subconscious mind just goes, "Ooh, let's start worrying about things, Claire." I'm like, no. I went on a huge walk yesterday. You saw my videos of it, right? Oh, my legs were hurting so much when I got back. I used to do that walk regularly, and I clearly haven't done it for quite a while. And yeah, even on the way back from the walk, it took 2 hours, and it's steep. It's steep. It's right over the hill to the other side of the island. And before I'd even finished, like the last 20 minutes was hard going. It was really hard going. My shins were hurting when I got home. I'd worked muscles in my legs that haven't been worked for a while. I need to do it more often. And the butterflies are amazing. I wish I could have got video, but they're very hard to video, of the tiny little ones because they were everywhere. So beautiful. Okay, Adat, this is your card. Thoughts become things. Ask for what you want by saying I choose, right? Do we know to do that, ladies? We don't say I want. I want gets more wanting, right? I want this, I want that. Worse still, I need this, I need that. Then you're going to be needing and wanting more. I choose is far clearer, cleaner. Thoughts become things. Choose what you want by merely thinking about it, and immediately the universe sets about moving people, circumstances, and events for you to receive it. Your only job is to keep holding it in your mind until it's in your hands. I choose. What are you choosing right now, Adat? I love that one. So let's all choose what it is that we want. And so imagine life is like a buffet, and we're just saying like, any experience is available. And we just say, I choose this. I choose abundance. I choose love. I choose real love. I choose... what else am I choosing? I've got so much already. I have such a blessed life. More fruits and vegetables growing in the garden. And my plant is surviving. I managed to revive it. It just grew a new leaf, which was so beautiful to watch. The last 3 days, a new leaf came up. It grows so fast, hey? Everything grows so fast here. You could almost watch it in real time. Like each day, when it was kind of twisted round, it comes up like a point, like an unravelly kind of a leaf. So it was like that, day 1, day 2, day 3. It grows so fast. Okay, so we're choosing what it is that you want. Angela May, a man I was texting wouldn't put pick what it looks like now, so blocked up front, they not. Okay, they wouldn't show you what they look like because they probably look like the back end of a bus. They're not pretty. Don't you think that's weird? One of the weirdest experiences that I've ever had was before I moved to Australia, I wanted to go to all the places in Europe while it was all, handy, because I knew that I wouldn't be back there again for any length of time. And so what were the places before I was moving? I asked myself, where are the places that I want to go? I took my kids in a VW combi van all around Europe for the last summer that I was there. That was fun. Went to a lot of countries, camping in that. But the other place that I went for a weekend, long weekend, was to Reykjavik. I went to Iceland. I wanted to see it. I'm not a cold weather person in the slightest, but I just wanted to see it. And I had the weirdest experience in there because the Icelandic women are so beautiful, like drop dead gorgeous. The women are just so beautiful. And the men look dreadful. And like, these are brothers and sisters. How can it be? How can that be genetically? It was just the weirdest thing. Like, the men should have been gorgeous too, but they just weren't. Like, we see that in other countries, right? Like Nordic countries especially. Some of the men are absolutely gorgeous and the women are gorgeous too. Iceland. Wild. Hello, Cara Dog. E8Y. Cara, is it? Yeah, it was an amazing place to go. Swimming in the Blue Lagoon was just the weirdest experience. It was like -8 degrees outside, and going into the out in my bikini in the driving snow, and then getting into the water and it being warm, and so your face is being pelted by snow, but your body's really warm in like that silica-rich water that's near the water processing plant. And it's near the water processing plant because they've got naturally hot water, right? Hot springs there, and so they use it for the hot water, which is wonderful, right? So hot water is piped into your house. Natural hot water is piped into your house. Yeah, it's wonderful until you have a bit of a hangover because it smells like sulfur. The hot water smells like sulfur. So you're in the bathroom, you're having a shower, and it smells like rotten eggs. That's not so pleasant. But yeah, it's just an incredible place, And they've got like, similar to Thailand, the houses like built on stilts and stuff, but they have them so it's movable, so that they can move it onto the hotspot. So the hotspot they'll move around, right? So you'll see like the fields are covered in snow, and then there'll be like patches where you can see the grass through it, and that's a hotspot. And they move the house when the hotspots move. They move the house to on top of a hotspot. And we're like, well, doesn't it, like, what if it gets like really, really hot? And they said, yeah, that's when your stuff starts melting in your house. Like, it can happen. That hot spot goes super hot and it starts melting the lino on the kitchen floor. Wild, huh? Angela May, let's get you one out. Sorry, I'm chit-chatting away. I'd definitely go, Cara. It's such an incredible place. I mean, you can't, like, I'm not a cold person. Can't be outside much in it, but yeah, I'm glad I went there. No, I didn't see the Northern Lights. Angela May's card. Angela May. Who else wants one of these cards? Angela May, live your dream on the inside first. Did I get you one out? Anyway, you've got two now. Live your dream on the inside first. See it in your mind and feel it in your heart until it feels completely real to you. And then it will manifest in your life. The feeling it in your heart, right? Cara, do you want one? One for Cara, please. Is Jasmine still with us? Jasmine, are you still here? My daughter's called Jasmine. Beautiful name. Cara. Cara. And yes, join our Facebook group if you haven't already. Come along to that. Psychic Café Club. Because I'm doing a live training in there on the 1st of December, which might be the last day in November. I don't know how many days has November, but for you, depending on what time zone you're in, it'll be 8 a.m. for me, sorry, so that's in 20 minutes time on the 1st of December. And that's going to unlock your inner oracle. That's going to unlock your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your claircognizance. So that'll be cool. That'll be a fun class. Cara, believe you have received. Oh, this one's tricky, isn't it? It takes no time for the universe to manifest what you want. Isn't that true? I'm having like a lot of instant manifestations. I've told you the stories, right? Of riding back here and thinking about things on the way home and the here. I want to get here. Like manifesting kittens, manifesting the gardener wanting to plant seeds from the papaya that I just bought. Just a thought, and it can just manifest instantly like that. It takes no time for the universe to manifest what you want. Any time delay you experience is due to you getting to the place of believing, knowing, and feeling that you already have it. It's you getting yourself on the frequency of what you want. When you're on that frequency, then what you want will appear. Or when we've got no blocks in the way to it, right? And so some of them, we haven't spent time like feeling that it's already on the way. It's just that we haven't got any particular blocks to that. No, we haven't got any particular reasons why it shouldn't be, or why we don't believe it, or why we're doubting it, and all of that kind of thing. And so that's why those small things manifest so easily. That's why things from nature manifest so easily, because there's not that same kind of block. We trust nature, right? Maybe not if you live in Australia. Even then, even though a lot of things are trying to kill you in Australia, we still trust nature. There's more trust than we have in human beings, right? In the structures that we've got on the planet at the moment. And this is why we work on our blocks, right? To release our blocks of what's standing in our way, what is causing us to doubt those things that we want. And sometimes it's clear evidence, right? We've got to be honest about that. Sometimes it's clear evidence. It's clear evidence that I can't have what it is that I'm dreaming of because it doesn't seem to be available around me, and I've got no end of evidence of the opposite being true, right? That can be really tricky to believe that we've received. But one way of looking at it, is time isn't real. And so there are different dimensions. I've been looking into this a little bit, because I had this weird experience last week of a guy getting in touch with me saying, "Hi, it's me. We met at the weekend at a spiritual conference on the Gold Coast in Australia." And I said, "No, we didn't." He said, "Yeah, we did. I wanted to get a session with you." And I said, "Well, I live in Thailand. I was in Thailand in the last weekend." And he's like, "But it's you. It's your name. It's your face. It's your accent. I've watched a video of you. It's you. It was you." And so I'm like, okay. So there's another version of me. This is a guy who is very newly awakened as well. Wanted to have a session with me. And that he's newly awakened made me wonder. There could be all different levels of me, in different dimensions here. Anyway, I've been looking into it, and yeah, there was one particular channeler says that there's 7 versions of us here in this reality, in separate dimensions. Difficult to get our head around, right? Because it's like, why is my consciousness in this version of me, the Thailand version of me? And why did my consciousness decide to stay in this version of me instead of being on the Gold Coast version? I think she will be living on the Sunshine Coast, because that's where I was thinking of moving. And remember, Angela May, how convinced I was, and all the signs I had. My guide said that I was moving early this year, and it didn't happen, and I was so surprised. Everyone else was surprised too. They were like, "But that was manifesting." I was sure of it. I was so very sure of it. And I think I did. I think there's a version of me that did. Anyway, I don't know whether the other 5 are. But on that, time isn't sequential. It might even be going backwards. And so, us believing in time so much, I don't know, just having our minds open to that can make us believe like we do already have it, like there is a version of us that already has it, or we might have already experienced this if time is going backwards, right? And so I do have it, or if it's in my path, it will have already happened, right? To a version of me if time is going backwards. That kind of thing opens me up. That kind of thinking opens me up a little bit more to believe or to feel that I've already got something. I can believe that I've got it in another dimension, and then we can step into that dimension. I've got a whole program about that. I've got a whole program about how to step into a new dimension. It's called the Adventure Zone. It's got a lot more in there too. How long have I been in Thailand? 9 years now. I came traveling just around Southeast Asia, and yeah, when I got to this island, absolutely loved it, and of course still love it too. It just felt like so much like home. I definitely belong here. Such a paradise place, an amazing community, almost like an intentional community, I guess. But yeah, it's just awesome. Absolutely love it. And there's something so very special about living in a Buddhist country as well. My gardener, yes, was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. He listens to Christmas music. This is how sweet. He's got such sweet energy. As he's doing the gardening out there and brushing up with is so jolly. He listens to Christmas music. And as I was coming through, he was laughing at himself for listening to Christmas music. And he said he asked me this question and I couldn't understand him, so I put it in his phone. And he's like, "Are you Buddhist or Christian?" And I said, "I'm not any of them. I'm nothing." And I put in his phone, "I was Christian, but I don't like their beliefs." Anyway, interesting that he wants to know that. Wasn't I in Australia? Well, apparently I was. Apparently I'm in Australia now. But this version of me, no, I'm still in Thailand. Isn't that wild? They said that the earth is going to split in two. So one version of me is in Australia. Why didn't my consciousness go? Why didn't I go to Australia? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so weird. And why is, like, this consciousness has got BeHealing.com, but that one was talking about my business to someone else, and then he finds me. Of course he finds me. Oh, it's so weird. It's just so weird. And maybe he's flipping between the two dimensions, right? He probably could end up having a session with me, flip back into his dimension where she is and have a session with her, because he wanted an in-person session. Isn't it weird? House been looking around prices. Oh, window shopping, house shopping. Nice. That's fun, isn't it? House shopping. Yeah, looking around, going around the places that you want to see, imagining yourself living in those houses. I had a spiritual teaching one time. It was when I was doing, it was shortly after I'd done my Lomi Lomi massage training. That's Hawaiian massage training. And it was my teacher that taught me the massage that invited me along to this training after it, which was her spiritual teacher, Hawaiian elder lady, and her husband, and they came over and did this like weekend workshop, and it was just so amazing. Like, what an incredible woman she was, and she had all of these manifestation stories, and one was a house. So she had moved from Hawaii to I think California, and they went house hunting, they went looking, and they found these beautiful new houses, like huge mansion kind of houses on this new road, like they'd all been built, new houses all built, beautiful places. And there was some still being built, but this one that they took a fancy to had finished being built, and they would go and hang out there. They'd like go in the garden. It was empty. Nobody had moved in yet, so they'd go out and hang out in the garden. Anyway, one time when they were hanging out there, a security guard came along, like, "You can't be here." But the owner, the guy who was building those houses, showed up. I remember this so clearly, even though this was years ago, telling me this story. So the owner showed up and was like, "What are you doing here? Like, this house is for sale," and stuff like that. And she's like, "Oh, are you Hawaiian?" And he said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, I really love this house. I'd really love to have this house. Like, we were just spending time here because we love it so much. We want this house." And he's like, "Oh, great. Well, come back to my office then and we'll talk about it." And so they went back to his office and he said, "Okay, so have you got the money for it, or do you need a mortgage?" And And she said, oh, no, I've not got the money for it. And no, I couldn't have a mortgage. I'm a spiritual teacher. I couldn't have a mortgage. I'm not making that kind of money to have a mortgage. It's like, oh, well, but then how you think you're going to get the house then? She said, oh, I don't know. But I want the house. Like, you want the house? Yes, I want the house. I want the house. Like, she knew it was her house, right? And it's like, well, of course it wasn't making sense in his mind, right? Because he only saw those two options. And so she was chatting, so when did you move here then from Hawaii? And he was saying about that, and she's like, wow, how did you get into this business then? You must have so much money if you've bought like this whole bit of land and you're building these mansions on it. And then you're going to sell those. He said, oh yeah, I've done so well. And she's like, well, what happened then when you moved here? And he's like, oh, I was so lucky. Like, I got taken on by this philanthropist guy who was, building a lot, and he kind of took me under his wing and set me up. Once I was like working for him, he set me up with, my own land and stuff like that, so I could do it for myself and then start making the money. And she's like, oh, so somebody took you under their wing after you moved from Hawaii. That's what we're asking you to do. We've just moved from Hawaii. Can you pass it forward? Can you pass it forward? And he's like, can you do the same thing for us? And he's like, I'll take a bit of a hit on my profits for this particular project, but not that much of a hit. I'll still be making a profit. So yes, you can have the house. And he signed the house over to them as paying it forward, because he'd been given to when he first moved from Hawaii, and he was doing the same thing for them. So she was so sure, you see, that was her place. Just like I was so sure that it was my place in Australia on the Sunshine Coast. Isn't that crazy? Double me. But I think there's 7 versions of us. I don't know. It'd be so weird. It'd be so weird if I start getting evidence of like other versions of me. It didn't win. Well, perhaps there's a version of you that is in that house, Angela May. I wonder if we can meet ourselves. Like, I wonder if we went there. Like, if I went to that place, that Sunshine Coast place, it wasn't even me that instigated that. It was my guides that said, look at this. I was out walking on the beach and they're like, go home and then look at this email. And I looked at it and it was this prize house. And then I looked and it was close nearby to my grandchildren and my son. And I'm like, and they just gave me confirmation that it was mine. And so then I started selling stuff and preparing to move there. Yeah, all good at boxing, which reminds me, I've got 8 minutes to get there. So I need to get out of here. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. Join our Facebook group. Let's do that free class. Have a wonderful day. Remember, I'm not going to be on Friday because I'm emceeing fight night and I just won't be up at this time. So have a good one, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.